there's a quote in Lean that's stop starting and start finishing. And it's been around for quite some time. It's something that I use all the time with Scrum teams as well. While it is predominantly a lean thing, there's no reason why you can't have lean stuff in empirical stuff, right? There's no reason why those two things can't go together. And I think it's really important for teams that are doing anything, right? So we're whatever type of work that we're doing, that we focus on finishing stuff, not on starting more stuff. The traditional kind of idea is that the more work, or the fallacy is that the more work we have underway, the more that we're doing, which means that people and teams, people as well, often they're juggling multiple things in what it is that they do. And when you're juggling multiple things, you tend to find that less stuff gets done because you spend a bunch of cognitive cycles context switching. So if you think of the work that Gerald Weinberg did in his book Systems Thinking, you might think of there's a graph that he has that has the number of projects and that are underway and the amount of time that we lose to context switching. And it's about 20% per thing. So if you're doing two things at once, you're going to lose 20% of your time. That's just gone, right? And it's gone to context switching. It's gone to your cognitive load. It's gone to, you're in the shower in the morning, and instead of the back of your brain solving the complex cognitive problems that will help your business be successful, the back of your brain is sitting thinking of how do I juggle these two projects or these three projects? How do I make sure that I keep these three projects worth of stakeholders happy? How do I juggle these things? And if the back of your brain is thinking about how it would juggle those things, you're spending less time and less focus on solving the actual problem that we're here to solve that actually provides your business with value. There's no value to your business in juggling five things, right? That your business doesn't give a shit about that. All they care about is, am I getting the value that I expect to get? But there is a big push, especially from does leadership really push this? I think there's a little bit of a fallacy there. I don't think leadership pushes it. I think middle management pushes it, because middle management is under pressure to get more stuff done. And if you're sitting on a team and you have multiple masters, right? You've got multiple people telling you what to do, then you're the one who has to juggle those multiple things. Whereas one of the things that we talk about in Scrum is having a single product owner, and that single product owner is that focus for what are we going to do next? What are we working on? And they become a little bit, depending on the way your organization is structured, this is not ideal, right? But if you have that multiple voices in your organization, then the product owner becomes the funnel that allows the team to work on a single stream, right? Whereas the product owner has to deal with all the different stakeholders. And I'm not saying the team's not going to help. The rest of the developers are going to help with that. But the product owner becomes that final say, that point of that loom knitting together all those different ideas and threads into a single cohesive story, so that the team has focus and can maximize the value. And Lean talks about this as well, but it talks about having a definition of workflow, right? If you're thinking of Kanban, a Kanban strategy, you're going to have that definition of your workflow. You decide what it's going to be, and you're effectively going to decide those things as well. Like, what things do we work on? We're going to limit our work in process for sure, right? We're going to do that. But then how do we decide which thing we pick? And a lot of teams pick the oldest thing. Whatever the thing that's been hanging around the longest is the thing we're going to pick. And then from the options, right, the stuff we haven't started yet, we're gonna perhaps order that by whatever we decide as the team, right, that maximizes the value. So you might order it by age. Not sure that's the best idea. Order it by value would be best, right? Have the highest value stuff we're going to pick next, and then we pull things based on that value and that need. So Lean focuses on perhaps that idea of the virtual product owner for creating that loom, right? The virtual loom to manage the threads. Whereas Scrum talks about it as an individual, a person who's going to do that. But the outcome is the same. You have a much tighter, cohesive story and focus for the team, which is really important. And that's why we need to stop starting work and start finishing work, because ultimately the more work we have in progress, the longer it takes to deliver. And you can see that if you've ever used a cumulative flow diagram, you can very clearly see when the lines, the amount of work you're starting and the amount of work you're finishing, when it gets further apart, the amount of things that you have in progress, right, is increasing. So a vertical line from the starting line to the finishing line. I know you might have other lines in between color coded, right? But from the first start to the end, that vertical line, I think it's the vertical line. Yeah, the vertical line is the number of items that you have in progress, right? So if you count the items between there. So if you're getting further apart, then you're starting more work than you're finishing. And if the lines are getting further apart, then the horizontal line is also getting further apart, right? And the horizontal line is your approximate average cycle time. So as you start more things and you haven't finished them, all of the things that are in the system take longer to deliver, and that's not what we want. We want to have as short a time that we're working on things as possible, because that increases the throughput, right? The stuff delivered for the business. And if we're focused on valuable stuff, it hopefully maximizes the value that we're delivering to the business, and we can go through that process really quickly, which means the business gets predictability, because they know if they give us a thing onto our an important thing, and we take it on immediately, they know roughly how long it's going to take to deliver it, right? Because it will be short, because we're focusing on shorting that cycle time. And I think that's that idea behind stop starting work and start finishing work. And it matters for Lean teams, it matters for Scrum teams, it matters for all teams. Stop starting work, start finishing it. If you want to have a discussion about your unique needs or situation, then please book a call or visit us at nakedagility.com. We also have our immersive and traditional public classes on our website, and we'd love to hear from you.